Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, didn't want to wake up this morning. Um, Through rain, snow, sleet, hurricane, any kind of distressful weather, coldness, extreme heat, things that would want to keep you in bed. Um, being emotional, you should still get up. Being consistent and daily getting into the word. Brothers and sisters, thank you so much for joining me today, wherever you are, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, 10 years from now, whatever it is, and where in the world you are coming from. Thank you for joining me. Um, yeah, it's hard getting up in the morning sometimes. It's the grind of life, waking up, doing your daily grind, which is doing your devotions, morning routine, getting ready for work. Hopefully you're working out there. Mm. I guess the dream would be like, this is my full-time job. All I do is this all my life, and all I get to spend time with you guys, talk about the word, and do these kind of things. And I can use this to make a living. But you know what? That's not always the case because that's not a promise that God has given us. He's he'll be there to bless us emotionally, um, relationally, spiritually. If he decides to bless us materially, that's a good thing. But you know what? That's between you and God. And um, if you could do content creation as your lifetime career, great. Good on you. No judgment. But just as long as you're doing something to improve this world, make the world a better place for others, you're serving, um, those kind of things, that's the way it is. So thank you for joining me. All right, we're going to get into the word. We are on day 70 in Proverbs 12, 8 through 9. And we're reading through the ESV. In whatever version you read in, generally the intention is the same. I don't know what version you prefer, but right now I've been into the ESV. In my youth, I went ahead and went through the NIV, which is the appropriate thing as being a child of the 90s. NIV was the way to go, and my evangelical churches tend to go evangelical churches tended to go through NIV. But I found that ESV is a different change, and so I don't know why I like it better. I don't know. It's just I went through ESV. It's the way to go. Anyways, here goes. Proverbs 12, 8 through 9 in the ESV. A man is commended according to his good sense, but one of twisted mind is despised. Better to be lowly and have a servant than to play the great man and lack bread. All right. So let's go ahead and do my. So a man, you're talking about a man, and it's talking about his good sense. A man who has good sense, basically the intention of this, is commended. I actually should is commended according to his good sense. I know. I'm going ahead from what I usually do. Okay, sorry. One of twisted mind. Okay, orange. Better to be lowly. To be lowly and have a servant is the the subject here. All right, they have a better. Okay, so it says better to be lowly than this comparative. So we'll get to that part. All right. So, just a reminder that when we're going through Proverbs, that we follow our baseline. So, go ahead and look in the description to read through our baselines. And this is the way in which we try to live as best as we can. These are guidelines, these are ideals. We're trying to reach those, and you are being sanctified daily, getting closer and closer to the perfect picture that God wants you to be in this world, in this lifetime. And we're trying to get there. What is the perfect image God sees you as? His as a child of God, as you are being sanctified into the perfect image that God has you. Okay. And so a part of that is going through your baselines, just knowing that you fear God, and that's the beginning of wisdom, and then all those other things, characteristics and traits, um, great commandment, great commission, all those things found in the Gospels. Those are the baselines of the Christian faith of as you're living in this life. And so, and you're following him and all that. And so in this part of Proverbs, we're talking, the dichotomy here is, verse 8 of chapter 12 is a man and who has good sense versus a man who has twisted mind. And so a man who has good sense, according to his good sense, people will like people who have good sense, meaning you are mature, you're reliable, you're stable, you make good decisions. People who see those who are wise and have wisdom and stuff like that, it's attractive, and people will commend that. People will look up to that. People will follow those kind of things, or mine. In contrast, the one who has a twisted mind, the one who seeks their own gain, who are uh, who is corrupted and deceitful and lies, and they may do things that are seemingly good, but their eventual, let's say, their negativity will be found out. Let's just say that the truth will come forward, and you can't hide forever if you are a terrible person. Yeah, so I was just talking to my buddy. But the idea is that, we're on a journey and we're trying our best, and the people who are of good sense keeps on trying and striving and doing their best, and people recognize that when you're trying to do your best and you actually are making good decisions and stuff like that. But the thing about that is, you're not gonna be perfect. You're not gonna do, everything 100% the way you thought in your mind it was supposed to go, and even maybe the 100% is not, what you're supposed to be doing, but like 80%, 70%. Well, whatever the case, you're making decisions based on what is appropriate and what puts other people forward and you forward and everything. And it's not easy. It's not easy, but we try. But those who are corrupted and depraved mind, um, they don't think that way. They don't think for the betterment of themselves or betterment of others. It's mostly the betterment of themselves. It's okay to better yourselves, but at the expense of other people, no, that's not appropriate. So people will commend those who work hard, who are wise, make good decisions, seek counsel, and follow if you're following the baselines, people recognize that. But people also recognize um, those who don't, and the opposite is true, that they don't like those kind of people. Hmm. It's just the way it is. Have a good day, my brother. Yep. This is waking up early is my mode of operation now. Kobe Bryant said he only needed like 4 hours of sleep so he could wake up early in the morning and start playing basketball to practice his craft. I'm doing the same thing, but I'm reading the Bible. Maybe I'll add in working out one day. It'd be good. My 30-minute workout with whoever that lady is again. Carolyn Grimes? Garvey, that's right. The Irish lady who's ripped, and her exercise still hurts me. My legs are still sore. So one of the things that I'm trying to do is keep my body in shape and lose weight. So I'm watching my calories now more. So I think it's a good thing to try to stay healthy. Maybe I'll live longer. So I could my goal is to see my kids get married at least. God willing, maybe see grandkids. That'd be really good. So grow old with my wife. Basic basic things for the married man. Later, my brother. Have a good one. All right, verse 9. Better, okay, lowly and have a servant. Lowly is humble living, who lives within his means, who is not showy. A servant means like having like a stable life and not a big deal. And we're talking about people back in the days, like if we look at when this was written, and they humble beginnings, and they may not even have like a big house, and they just had like one person help them out. And that's better. It was better to have being humble, living within your means, not being showy, um, and just be like that. And then play the great man. This is interesting. This is an interesting little tidbit. Play the great man is, I feel, a really interesting word play. Not a word play on word play. Um, it's the person who drive the BMW is a kind of a sign of prosperity and wealth. And it's interesting that the proverb says this, because modern days I see this. A good example is the person who drives a really nice car, dresses really nicely, or she looks really beautiful and has looks like nice clothes and maybe high end brand name like handbags or purses and stuff like that. Same with guy, like he has like the kicks, like Jordans and all that kind of stuff, and so they look really good, but they don't have any money. They don't have any money. They and as an educator, I see this a lot where the parents looks really well good, but their kids look like a slop. They can't even they don't have pencils. They're they don't have pencils. Their dress basically is not, the clothes doesn't look really good. They always feel like they're without. They're always asking me for food, like, "Hey, I'm hungry, Mr. Tim Tim," um, and all that. And so, I don't know. I think, um, I think that's not a good look. It's hypocritical. It's deceptive. It's not. I don't know. It's just you're playing a part that you should not be playing. Why? And I guess the idea is why would you want to get into that kind of life? Like you're looking like you're seeking praise in a way that doesn't really matter, which is funny because I feel there's this meme that goes out where a really wealthy person in public doesn't really dress wealthy in what would be cultural standards for what wealthy is. But someone who dresses wealthy is actually the one who's not doing very well for themselves, which is funny. Um, I guess the difference would be like if you are a model or a famous person like actor, actress. Um, it'd be a good study to see like who are they're well, the people who are actors and actresses, athletes and stuff like that, they're still visuals. And so obviously they would fall into traps of trying to have a good look, anything like that. But they're not the only people who are rich and are wealthy out there. Anyways, I don't know. I don't know the big all the different people who are wealthy and stuff like that. But a meme that I've seen was rich people don't care how they look because they're already successful. If you're already successful, well, it doesn't matter what everybody looks like. Like just dress regular, normal, whatever. It's not like they're dressing like a bum, but they're just dressed normal, like nothing really special. It's low key, um, humble looking versus the flashy, showy people and stuff like that. And you're not sure. So but why would you want people to kind of see you as a rich person? Would you get respect just because you look good? No, actually, where you get the most respect is how you live your life. And how you live your life is only with those people who work with you and who you talk to, who you hang out with, who you are with. And so, um, why would you want the rest of the world who don't even know you uh, think well of you? Like they're not paying attention to you. Are you a content creator? Are you a famous person? Well, not everybody's going to be like that. And not everyone's going to be making six figures and have a great bod and all that kind of stuff. So you may play a great man, but if it that makes like if you're makes you lack something in life materially that you really need, like actual food, a place to stay, healthy uh children and stuff like that, that's not worth it. Live within your means, live humbly. Um, I wish I had a servant. That'd be great. I wouldn't be able to afford one. You know who the servant is? I am the servant. I'm doing work and stuff in my own household and stuff because I'm living with my means. I'm not going to spend hundreds of dollars a month just to have someone come in and clean my house. So I have children to do that. So I guess when I get older, I would like to have a humble house with my wife, just me and her. Um, we don't want to clean like a very big house that no one uses. But since I have kids, yeah, I do want a larger place for my kids to live in, um, with parties and stuff, and people coming over and all that kind of stuff, which is fine. Anyways, um, so people commend those who are that, and I don't know. Yeah, that's all I have for now. It was a good talk. Thank you for joining me today, and you have a wonderful day. Have a great day. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.